Since taking over management of the crisis, the executive committee has received new information to now confirm a level of inappropriate behavior on the part of Mike Bickle that requires IHOPKC to immediately, formally, and permanently separate from him.
Safety for other women. Exactly. That is her goal. When she realized that it was not just her,
right,
that she was not just Mike's one dirty little secret, that there were others, that is what compelled her. And I think that's so noble.
Yes.
She's sacrificed her whole life and reputation now.
Who in their right mind would dox the 50-page report publicly? And what I believe was actually happening, he was trying to, I'm going to show you a video that was just posted 2 days ago, all right? And then we're going to answer questions. This video was just posted.
Because one of the big lines that they were using against us, still to this day, is, don't you care for Israel? I mean, I think in one of Eric's interviews, he still had the audacity to even connect the dots of October 7th and this all happening. And then, of course, he would say, no, I'm just saying, isn't that a coincidence? He just said this on the Eric Metaxas show not too long ago.
You've actually seen this stuff in the church. I know that in terms of your crisis management, you were involved with what was going on at IHOP recently with Mike Bickle. I don't know if you want to comment on that. We just got a couple of minutes.
No, I mean, I think it's a great example. I'd never seen a case like that before. Honestly, I don't think anyone who's being honest has seen a case like that before. I thought it was very, very unfortunate that no one was really allowed to talk about the fact that this all seemed to happen right around the time that, Hamas invaded Israel. Again, I'm not taking away from any credibility of some of the allegations. It's just the spiritual activity that was flying around in the IHOP case was undeniable.
Don't you care for Israel? I mean, I think in one of Eric's interviews, he still had the audacity to even connect the dots of October 7th and this all happening. And then, of course, he would say, no, I'm just saying, isn't that a coincidence? He just said this on the Eric Metaxas show not too long ago. And I'm thinking, that disgusts me. That is so perverted at a mindset level. But he's drank the Kool-Aid. You spend time with Bickle like he did, you think, because I would want to say this to Eric, Eric, you think you can control narratives? You have no idea until you've spent time with Bickle. And Bickle spun him like a top. And, proof's in the pudding. I mean, he's still to this day pushing the narrative that Bickle is guilty, but it's big time exaggerated. And I believe he believes that. And what pains me is that I know he's, spilling that in his circles of influence. That pains me. Because we have several mutual friends. Well, he's been spinning like crazy, spinning this. And so I'm hoping that, like Eric Volz, Eric Volz goes on the Eric Metaxas show just a few weeks ago. And with a large audience, and they bring it up at the very, very end. And just the little bit that he did, it sows so much dismissiveness.
Wes Martin, he's just like, Eric Volz has drunken the Kool-Aid in regards to Mike Bickle. So reiterate, Eric Volz is under a very powerful delusion. Very powerful. Because if you understand Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists, Mormons, Heaven's Gates, Branch Davidians, or any cult, you can understand spiritual delusion. Because that is their reality. Eric isn't pretending. Eric literally believes Mike Bickle is a prophet that was flown to heaven in a chariot. He's comparing the attack on Israel to the exposure of a false prophet in the church. He can't see it. The spiritual blindness on Eric. And this is a serious thing, but now he's into Daystar. Now he's defending Daystar. There's nothing that is beyond the realm with Eric Volz. Nothing. So I'll back that up. This is what Wes is talking about.
You were involved with what was going on at IHOP recently with Mike Bickle. I don't know if you want to comment on that. We just got a couple of minutes.
No, I think it's a great example. I'd never seen a case like that before. Honestly, I don't think anyone who's being honest has seen a case like that before. I thought it was very, very unfortunate that no one was really allowed to talk about the fact that this all seemed to happen right around the time that, Hamas invaded Israel. Again, I'm not taking away from any credibility of some of the allegations. It's just the spiritual activity that was flying around in the IHOP case was undeniable. Now, again, this sort of cancel culture that's come into the church, we're not allowed to talk about that because it's offensive to people. It was almost like if we even asked questions or did anything except blindly believe the allegations, it was considered gaslighting and not trauma informed.
Yeah.
But it was a really, really hard case. And I will say I'm the only person that actually was able to interview Mike, and I spent 6 hours with him.
It's interesting because in his interview, he actually said that he knew about the allegations way beforehand.
The course of several meetings. Initially, obviously, there's been some new women who have come forward in the press. But personally, when I was there, I never actually saw evidence of spiritual or sexual abuse at IHOPKC. Again, I was there for 3 months. My understanding is there are new allegations that have come forward, and I'm not involved or privy to those documents if there are. But I think that's a really tragic, situation that could have been avoided.
All right, so that's where we're at. Eric Volz, the crisis manager, is spiritually blind by Mike Bickle, and Mike Bickle has this powerful influence on him. I believe that I agree with what Wes Martin has said. If you're interested in IHOPKC and more information, or if you'd like to support IHOPKC directly, they have a website. This is the advocate group, and when you click this button right here, advocate for victims of abuse, and of course help fund the investigation, you can donate to them directly. Now, what I was saying is that sadly Eric Volz is so spiritually blind by what's going on that he can't see that Mike Bickle, because Mike Bickle was so big, the spiritual abuse that he put out onto the church right from the start, they ended up taking down his video. And of course, Eric Volz can't see any of it. He's blinded by his admiration, and he even said in the video, in fact, he said in the video that IHOPKC is, we said a whole bunch of crazy things, but here it is here. That's the video. If you want to come to my website, you can come. Rick Joyner's Nothing Burger. This is Mr. Bowles, Mr. T, representing spiritual survivors of SA. This is him. All right, I've done this. I want to go over to what Mr. Bowles has recently said about Eric Volz, and that's on my Twitter. I believe I reposted it. We're going to find it. Here it is here. This is Mr. Bowles, Mr. T, right? He's the one. And he says, well, I've seen this movie before, and it's pretty horrible. And this is a comment that he is doing. Julie Roy's regarding Eric Volz. It has come to my attention, trusted sources, that Eric Volz has been hired from Daystar as a PR image management service. Mr. Bowles is saying, well, we've seen this movie before, and it was pretty horrible. It was horrible. Eric Volz caused so much damage to the global church. So much. Who in their right mind would dox the 50-page report publicly? And what I believe was actually happening, he was trying to engineer a social media backlash so that it was like 3D chess. Like I reiterate, Eric Volz is extremely intelligent, and everything that happened with the IHOPKC crisis, I believe was specific intent. Everything he said, he's not stupid. So when he started posting all this information on social media, it created a backlash on social media, which created another opportunity for him to do this, another opportunity. It was all 3D. It'd be interesting. I don't know. I don't have it. Does he have a staff working with him? Is he only by himself? I have no idea. How big is his agency? How much is he getting paid? Is Daystar giving him $10 or $10 million? Is Daystar giving him $5 or $5,000 an hour? I don't know. But if it proves true that Jonathan Lamb is saying that he's involved with Daystar, And if he handles the situation, anything near what happened with IHOPKC, you can expect that we will see him on shows like this and presenting a 100%. Remember, he's hired as a PR guy to present for Daystar. And Daystar has the money to give anybody to present their position on it. And they can. They're worth $1 billion. So they can give, for an example, anybody that has their own show $1 million to officially give them their this. And remember, this is their official statement. Allegedly, this is a smear campaign. There isn't a shred of evidence. Allegedly, it's a smear campaign, and allegedly, Jonathan is blackmailing Daystar. That's what they're saying. So it wouldn't be anything for them to give out $1 million for a few programs. Have 10 programs running. For when you have that kind of money, you have people giving Daystar. You know, they can do whatever they want. If they don't take it to court, it'll be played out on social media. You know, that's where we're at. Thanks for watching.
Safety for other women. Exactly. That is her goal. When she realized that it was not just her,
right,
that she was not just Mike's one dirty little secret, that there were others, that is what compelled her. And I think that's so noble.
Yes.
She's sacrificed her whole life and reputation now in order to protect many other women.
100 times she heard him say that Diane was going to die, they were going to be married, etc. Well, Michael Sullivan said, I've heard that before from another woman. And so I jumped on a call with her. Dwayne did as well. This lady said in 1983, he began to immediately pursue me in a relationship that was the phrase he used. So yeah, I heard that straight from her mouth. Another person that we've all known for many, many years, a very credible person.
Incredible woman actually came forward to my wife and I at the beginning of August and told us a story. And I can't unhear that story.
But as Dwayne said early on, once you hear these stories, you can't unhear them.
And again, it was just another layer of spiritual I don't even know what you call that. Spiritual manipulation, prophetic manipulation, lying, coercing. It's sick is what it is.
It's been said to several people.
That specific phrase was used by multiple people. Or we heard that from multiple people, that phrase was used in a manipulative way towards a woman.
And a few others who said they were being groomed. They're convinced they're being groomed.
There would be, I would put in the category, a lot would say that they had a grooming type, a being groomed relationship with Mike at different levels and kind of different levels, you know, in the journey.